What is going on, everybody? Welcome on in. After another night of tumbling prices for cryptocurrencies, a lot of our targets we've talked about for the last couple of days have been hit. However, is the bottom actually in? That's the question we're going to look at this morning and go through some charts and what I'm looking at and how I want to kind of respond to this moving forward. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Before I get going into it, I want to make sure we're very clear, though. I am not a financial advisor, and this video does not constitute financial advice. Please continue to do your own research, think for yourself, and ultimately make your own decisions. This is simply how I'm viewing the markets, my thoughts on it. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please, please, please do your own research. That being said, we're going to kind of tackle this crash that's been happening here. This new channel, just so you guys know, I announced this the other day on the Tim Warren YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to both Tim Warren and Tim Warren Trading. Normal content will be going out over there. Over on this channel, we're going to be focusing on charts, focusing on what I'm seeing and how I'm kind of responding to things going forward. While I'm not going to be giving you guys direct trade setups here, that is going to be saved for our VIP trading group. If you like what you see here, go check out that VIP trading group so you can see where I'm entering, where I'm exiting. You guys can see, though, here, we were in a short yesterday. We entered right here. Our first entry was at 109,200. If we had a higher bounce, I also wanted to enter at 110,700, but we didn't quite get there, so I only had this one entry. I have two different take profit spots that have already triggered here at 107 and then down here at 104. As you can see, last night, the Asian trading hours did have the price of Bitcoin go all the way down to my take profit too. My third take profit, the final one where I would get out of this trade, does correspond to the weekly chart where we do actively sit under a sell signal with red reversal, bearish momentum, and negative money flow. And that target coming in right here, just above $100,000 at the highest. By the way, that could go lower towards 92. I want to stress before we go any further in this video, we are not out of the woods just yet. There is some good news coming out this morning. There are reasons to be optimistic. You can see on the charts, you got a very nice long lower wick right there. If I go to low time frames like the hourly chart, we even had some decent volume come in to buy up the dip. And part of that reason is not only did we crash really far, but we had we had a report come out. And again, convenient timing after we hit some of those targets we talked about. This was just in from Watchdog Guru. President Trump says no when asked if China tariffs will stand. Kobesi letter went a little deeper, saying that President Trump announced that he will be meeting with China's President Xi Jinping, obviously, in 2 weeks. He's quoted as saying, "I think we'll be fine with China." There it is, folks. Step number 10 of our tariff playbook in the works. Timing 2 weeks is exactly in line as well. By the way, Kobesi letter, he had another tweet right here where he kind of laid out the exact playbook of how this tariff war chaos happens. Ultimately, this has people wondering, questioning, does this mean the bottom is in for Bitcoin? Now, we're not making an extremely fast move back to the upside, but the markets are not open yet either. We have, at the time of me recording this, still about another hour before the stock markets are open. It'll be interesting to see how they trade it. What's kind of also interesting is gold. Now, gold's actually getting a little bit of a bid here along with Bitcoin, but you can see gold even was pulling back here a little bit last night and into this morning. So even gold having a little bit of cool off with the more recent kind of FUD and thinking, hey, are we going to have major trade war with China? But as we're getting this good news, it does seem like things are catching a bid. So watching the rest of the day is going to be very important. I'll tell you this right now on Bitcoin. How am I responding to this? Again, I'm not going to give you guys future trades that I'm going to be working on. If you want to be in the VIP trading group where I'm telling people where I'm buying, where I'm selling, where's my stop loss, everything else, you guys can go join there. I'm leaving this short open, though. This is what I will tell you. I'm leaving this short open. I'm not adding to it. I think that there is a small chance that the bottom is in, but just in case it's not, and we have one more liquidity grab to the downside to go, you can see if I pull up my liquidation chart, there still is, as I back out here, there still are some interesting liquidation levels, again, all the way down here towards 101 or slightly beneath there. So I'm not closing out my short just yet, but I'll tell you when I would start to feel bullish, when I would start to feel like, hey, there's a decent chance that we potentially could be resuming a big run to the upside. And even more so, You guys know that this whole big crash was mostly sparked by whales taking advantage of over leveraged positions, right? Look at all these liquidations that we've gotten rid of in the last couple of days. Now watch the liquidation stacking to the upside. When we reverse, the same whales that were taking advantage of long positions driving price down, they very much could target some massive liquidations back up here towards 117. And of course, some big liquidations towards all-time highs up above $127,000. But to make sure that we know when that move is going to happen, there's two things I'm looking at. Number one, I want to see us at least get above the 1 hour smart trail, currently sitting here around 110. But I want to then see us get above the 4 hour smart trail. Let's turn the 4 hour smart trail back into a blue support level rather than being resistance. Let's also get a nice break of this trend line right in here. You can see here we've been trading below this. Let's turn this one red. Let's get above that trend line with some excessive volume, and we'll feel a lot better. The last thing I want to see on the Bitcoin chart is a daily buy signal. We're not necessarily close, but if the next couple of days can start getting some bullish bids, let's just get that money flow turning back over. We've already gone below the daily smart trail. We've done everything we need to do there. The only thing below us is the weekly smart trail that could be support. Let's get a daily buy signal here on the LuxAlgo oscillator, and I will feel very bullish as well. As you can see, if that does happen, look where the smart trail is sitting to that upside, right up there with those liquidations around towards all-time high. But I want to be very clear here. While there's signs and flickers of hope this morning, while hearing Donald Trump walk back some of his tariff threats against China and the trade war that could be looming, along with Fed rate cuts coming out next week and an economy that still looks good, there's reasons to be hopeful. But yet, while I'm long-term bullish, I know these manipulators and whales take advantage of any type of momentum and hope sometimes traders can get. By the way, another thing to look at here before we move on to some other coins. Oh, there's a nice little ad right there. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index coming in at 22 last night. That actually was before the big crash. This fear came out when the price was still up here around $107,000, $108,000. So that didn't even take into account a swing all the way down to $103,600. This coincidentally is about the same rating we had during the April lows, way back in April, but that doesn't guarantee that's the bottom either. I've seen people online saying, Tim, I'm waiting for a 10 like we had back in February. I can't promise you that 10 comes, but I can tell you right now, this is a good time to start buying, but I'm not locking in that the bottom is in just yet. Speaking of buying, let's switch into some altcoin conversation where we had a video just yesterday out on the Tim Warren channel. Again, if you don't follow it, it's this channel right here. Make sure you see that picture. The pictures are similar. Names are different. Tim Warren. I put this video out yesterday, $10,000 to buy now. How I'd spend $10,000 on the crypto crash right now. Go watch this video for exact levels, but we are already getting some of my activations I talked about in that video on the altcoin space. It's actually kind of nice. Look at how Bitcoin dominance has held up pretty well despite the crash last night. I mean, this is a very stark difference from what we had on October 10th. On October 10th, everything crashed and Bitcoin dominance rallied dramatically. Last night, yeah, it started to creep up, which happens during crashes, but it kind of stayed under control. We're still below resistance. Altcoins held up pretty decently. One of the biggest things, one of the marks that we had here, actually, I'm giving away some of those buy signals, so you guys don't even have to go watch the video, but I'm going to get rid of these real quickly. One of my biggest buys I had here for Ethereum was down at 3,700 on my 4-hour smart trail at that support level in that falling channel that Ethereum's in. And sure enough, that's exactly where we bounced here yesterday. So I did buy some more Ethereum here. I had it locked in. So I bought it while I was sleeping. One of the cool things about trading, you can set your buy orders and get them to execute. If we have a lower level, though, I'm not ruling out we can't come back down towards 3,400, but I did tell our audience yesterday, this is a very key support level. Keep an eye on it. You can see here across a lot of these altcoins, we are seeing positive money flow coming in on smaller time frames. So can the buy signal start stacking up? Can we get a little bit of a bid today? That's going to be something to watch the rest of the day. I will be live at 3 p.m. this afternoon on the Tim Warren channel. So we'll kind of be able to address everything at that point when we get there. Another coin I was really big on, Chainlink. I got my Chainlink buy order. We kind of had one here. If you go down to the daily chart and turn on some other indicators, we had an order block coming in here just below $16. I think I wanted $15.84 is what I asked for. Sure enough, we hit that nicely. You can see that outline of the blue on that candle. That is a price action concept feature from LuxAlgo that's telling us that we took out a lot of liquidity, a lot of sell signals, a lot of sellers took profit, a lot of buyers bought up. So that's a decent little short-term bullish move. Again, I'm not getting a buy signal on the daily chart. We're just bouncing at the moment. We still have a long way to go to the upside before I feel confident that the bottom is in for Chainlink. But this was one of my buy levels. Shorter term time frames are saying, hey, we should have a little bounce here. That's looking good. I'm going to kind of get away from altcoins here for a little bit, because right now, until I see breaking of structures, I'm very hesitant to do any type of long-term longs, like in terms of scalp longs or swing longs. I'm buying spot right now for the long haul. As far as trades, I'm going to be watching today very carefully. Once again, I will be watching in our VIP trading group. I will be telling people where I'm looking to buy. I'll tell you right now, though, something to be very important. Watch this trend line for Chainlink. If we can break that red trend line and break that constant lower high and lower low structure on these shorter 1 hour charts, that could be a big bid to come back up to levels. Let's go to the 4 hour chart here. You actually get some levels there. That could give us a nice little bid, at least back up here to $19.20. But I'm looking up here at some of these order blocks and resistance levels back up above $21 in the short term. That doesn't get us out of the woods. That doesn't clear out lower highs and lower lows since the highs here back in August. But it does give us a bid for some good money to be made on some trades. Now, I want to get away from this one. Probably early next week, I'll go in and have a video where I pretty much say, these are the coins I'm watching this week. This is what I want to trade. I want to get away from crypto for a second. I want to go back and focus on something like gold. Now, this is, hopefully you guys are watching our channel. Gold is a coin that we predicted back here in August would make a massive run up towards 4,200. Turns out it went a little bit higher. We now have cleared 4,300, and there's people even talking about 4,400. I'm not telling you here in a second that I think that you should enter a massive short on gold. That's not what I'm going to say. But I do want to tell people, from somebody who predicted 4,200 would come and would come semi-quickly. Not that I didn't think it would come that quickly. I thought it would happen maybe closer to December. But there's some things happening right now on the gold chart that I would tell you, be careful if you're in this position and potentially be looking for some profit taking and being ready. If you are a person who wants to short gold, be ready, because I do think an opportunity is presenting itself. After this major breakout, take a look at what we're looking at right now on some of these oscillators. I mean, we are dramatically overextended. You don't even have anything up to the upside to look at higher for resistance right here. We are stretching these bands on both the daily and the weekly chart. And so having a nice little correction makes sense, but it makes even more sense when you look at the oscillators from these charts. Take a look at this LuxAlgo oscillator right here with a massive bubble. Now, there's not a pop in the bubble. Technically, the money flow this morning is kind of flowing a little out, but there's no rounding over. What I really want to see is I want to see this money flow kind of officially come back down. I want to see this bubble, the excessive buyers, I want to see it start to come back down. And then you have a really good case after a gray dot right here to have a nice sell signal on gold for the first time on the daily chart. Let's see. The last time we had a sell signal on the gold daily chart, you would have to probably go back to, you have a little bit of one right in here in June, which again, that's the last one that I'm seeing here that even looks remotely okay. And sure enough, you did have a nice little pullback there. But the last significant sell signal would have been right in here. And even that one was very minor. However, this time, I have not seen gold on the daily chart look this overbought and this big of a bubble in a long, long time. Even looking at the MACD, when was the last time the daily chart was this high? Never, right? This is the highest we've ever seen on the daily chart. RSI ridiculously overextended in ways it wasn't back in June, August, and so on and so forth. It gets worse when you take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart itself is also building a bubble. Again, I'm not telling you the top is guaranteed in. What I'm saying is this is a great time to be taking profit when you see these bubbles like this. Other times we've seen bubbles, and then again, weren't this big. You had that May, June bubble, which again, we slowed down momentum, and we finally kind of had a little bit of, right in here, slowed down the momentum, had at least a consolidation period. Same thing back here, slowed the momentum down, consolidation period. Back here, slowed it down, consolidation period. What does this mean? It means at worst, we could have a pretty large retracement on gold. Obviously, as the stop loss is climbing very quickly, we could make a move back down towards a weekly smart trail. Who knows where? We got to kind of wait for that to settle. But at best, we really should start to see gold at least trade sideways in another bull flag. What does that mean? Take profit and wait to see what happens. I'm not convinced, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not convinced that this is not what we're going to see. Gold has been running. And I know that there are some investors in gold that do not touch crypto whatsoever. They don't like Bitcoin. They don't like cryptocurrencies. I get it. There are some people who aren't going to touch it. But if you think that that's everybody, that's not true at all. If you don't think that there are whales that are into gold that also want to flood into Bitcoin, you are mistaking yourself. I will not be surprised whatsoever if during this period of time where gold was running like crazy and Bitcoin was kind of stifled. I won't be surprised at all if you do see gold at least trade sideways or somewhat downward as some things rotate into Bitcoin. Why? Because gold is dramatically overextended, and Bitcoin looks ripe after a nice, how far back? I mean, we're definitely pushing 20% pullback at this time. I know it's in the teens for sure. Bitcoin right now from all-time high just last night hit 18% down from that all-time high. It's a much more attractive asset than gold at this time if I'm a new buyer, or again, if I am sitting with cash because of the profits I have from gold. Which one do I deploy it back into, gold or Bitcoin? If I like Bitcoin and I like gold, I'm looking at Bitcoin saying it's the better one of the two. Now, we're hearing a lot of gold bugs like Peter Schiff come out and say, obviously, gold is the better investment. And I want to be very clear. As somebody who's told you guys to buy gold in the past, keep buying gold. Keep holding gold, rather. I'm going to take some profit here on my gold holdings. The gold is one of the few things I actually do own other than cryptocurrency. But I still think gold is a good long-term hold as well. I don't think that this is going to have a massive crash as Bitcoin takes off. But I want to make sure you're aware of this perspective-wise in the different things that we've seen play out. First of all, if you were to go back, let's just see how has gold performed this bull market. We're going to go back here to November of 2022, October, November of 2022. Gold right now is up 167%, which is amazing. Compare that, though, to Bitcoin. If you go back to November of 2022, Bitcoin is up, even after this collapse, 568%. So hearing people talk about how gold is so much better, it's just selective. In fact, I think the only place we're going to find gold outperforming Bitcoin probably is going back here to like August and saying, hey, since August, gold is up 30% versus since August, Bitcoin, where's our August dates right in here? Bitcoin actually would be down 9% since August, right? So when you look at recency bias, when you look at the last couple of months, sure, gold was the better investment. But when you zoom out, you're going to see Bitcoin still at this point has been the better investment for the last couple of years. Heck, let's just even go back to March, April, a time where we had some pullbacks. Right now, Bitcoin is up 41% since that date versus gold. Where are we back in March of this year? You're going to come in right in here. Gold is only up 37. Close. Again, a lot of that because of recency bias, but Bitcoin still is the better investment since only April of this year. And like I said, when I look at a chart like this, if I'm a buyer of both Bitcoin and gold, which there are plenty of, I look at this chart, I look at the oscillators, I see the bubbles forming, and then I come over here and I look at a coin like Bitcoin and I see that chart. You tell me which one looks more attractive to buy into next. To me, I'm going with Bitcoin, and that's not any shade against gold. This is how markets move. You take your winners, you take profit, and you take that profit and put it over into some other holds that you believe in, but maybe haven't had the same type of run here recently. Guys, that's going to wrap up this video. The point of these, I want to keep them around 20 minutes, give or take, kind of give you guys updates on what I'm looking at, how I'm feeling. Ultimately, my big takeaway here, as you guys are leaving the video, smash the like, hit subscribe. We saw some good things happen this morning. The pullbacks we've been looking for are things we've been predicting now for quite some time. The bear market's not here. This is not the bear market. There are so many reasons to remain bullish right now. But I also want to caution, we're not out of the woods just yet. I'm not telling you for sure the bottom is in. There's still some turbulence to watch out for. So watch the charts, watch this channel, watch my other channel, Tim Warren, as well, and we'll keep you up to date on what is going on. Once again, if you want to go deeper, you want to learn a little bit more, go check out the VIP trading group to see what I'm buying and what I'm selling. Where's my take profits? Where's my stop losses? I'll see you guys over there. Adios.